The story's been updated, but Square Enix says we don't know how many episodes FF7 Remake will be.
It's either 3 or 4.
Um,
It depends how long they extend some sequences and curtail others.
Basically, what they do know is at the moment, Midgar is Midgar. That's part 1.
Which I think everyone assumed, right?
It's the most logical
It
conclusion.
makes perfect sense.
It is the bookend at the point of the
chapter
beginning
1.
of the game.
Yeah.
What comes after that
Is it like, where does that part end?
remains to be seen.
Does it end in Before the Golden Saucer with Dyne and Barrett and that stuff? Maybe. Does it...
I mean, I don't remember the pacing, but I do feel like the next logical place to conclude would be Nibelheim.
Okay, that's far, though. That's actually quite far.
So then...
Because...
Like, I don't remember how many hours are between exiting Midgar and Nibelheim.
Here's the thing you have to do. You have Midgar, you have to go Nibelheim flashback, which is a whole thing.
Yeah.
That's a massive part.
It's a big chunk, yeah.
Learning
They're going to elaborate the shit out of that flashback.
Yeah, they sure are. Okay, Nibelheim flashback, got it. Midgar Sormer, the snake, getting through the caves with meeting the Turks. Not that big of a deal. Everything to do with Junon. Everything to do with Junon.
The cannon, yeah.
The parade, the cannon, right?
Yep.
Costa del Sol, meeting Hojo on the beach,
Hojo
like a
on the
weirdo.
beach. Yep.
The town underneath Golden Saucer with Marlene's dad dying.
Oh, the shitty town,
Right?
the dirt village, yeah.
Right? Golden Saucer. Big fucking thing.
Get win.
Right? Then it's Cosmo Canyon.
Okay, you're already past enough. Yeah.
And then it's Nibelheim.
Then it's Nibelheim. Okay.
And Yuffie is somewhere in there.
Anywhere on disc 4, no? Or disc 3, rather. Right?
What's that?
Anywhere.
That's still disc 1, man.
Yeah.
Because then it goes Nibelheim, then Cid, then Wu Tai, then Temple of the Ancients, then City of the Ancients, then end of disc 1.
You know,
that game's big, man.
4 would not be out of the question.
That game is really fucking big.
4 would not be out of
it
the question.
really wouldn't.
Like, going down that list, like...
Because you got to do Nibelheim twice, too.
But the problem is that, like, I'm remembering the story beats.
Yeah.
And that entire run has no big story beats until... Like, the end of the first Nibelheim is a big beat.
It's the big chapter beat.
And then you go low-key for a while, but I guess you can say Dyne. Could be...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Dyne could be the ending point of this.
Because Dyne's a big deal with Barrett and the kid.
Chapter 2,
yeah.
right?
And then it's Dyne to Nibelheim, and Nibelheim... Whereas Nibelheim starts part 2.
Yeah.
It ends part 3.
Yeah.
And then Cid's the start...
And then live stream caves
Cid,
and fucking...
And then all... But hey, don't forget, you got Temple of the Ancients, the Journey to North Cave, Assault on Midgar.
North Cave itself.
Here's the part of the game everybody fucking forgets about. Dealing with Meteor and the large materia, which is a massive part of the second disc.
All the weapons.
All the weapons. Back to North Cave. Back to one of the weapons. Like, that game is so fucking big. There is so much shit in that game. I forgot.
Isn't there a Wu Tai visit at the end?
No. You do it at any time you want.
Yeah, I did it late. That's
but you
why.
could go back to Midgar,
I did it
by the
late.
way.
Yeah.
By the way, I forgot Gungaga, which is Zack's hometown, which is in between Dyne and Nibelheim. I forgot that.
I don't even remember at all. That's gone. Yeah.
FF7 is so fucking big.
Okay. How, like...
We're going to be excited for FF7 remake shit the entirety of the PS5 generation.
Will Knights of the Round be the most expensive moment in all of video games?
No.
Are you sure?
And,
Are we literally going to see a fucking movie play out when you call them in?
I don't mean to sound like a broken...
And then you put X8 on that shit.
I don't mean to sound like a broken record here, but there is already a modern version of that summon, and it's a boss fight in 14.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
and it is a boss fight against all of them.
Oh, that's cool.
In a row. And then you get to the phase change, and you get hit with the big blast, and then the screen shatters.
That's really cool.
You should just watch it, like the 6-minute version after this. It's fucking dope.
I imagine
super sick.
I imagine a big part of 14 is just like extended fan service.
The
all
last
of the games.
boss of every game
Yeah.
is the ultimate something from somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, the last raid tier was all old bosses. There's a big fan service element.
Nice.
But like I already know what a big fucking fancy version of that looks like. The other problem is, like, for summons, like, they gotta be shorter, man. Like, every game after 7 was like, we have to make these fucking things shorter.
Oh, I think we're gonna be getting the 15 versions.
Maybe. Yeah, that makes sense.
We're getting
some
active.
I don't know. Yeah.
You know?
Controllable.
Yep.
Yeah.
And or skippable.
Yeah. Because remember in 8 when they're so long that you have to mash the button to make them better?
Leviathan flies out, and then Shiva fucking...
Can you get it up to 250? Can you mash up to 250? And then in 9, they're like, you'll see the full animation the first time, and then you have a 1/8 chance of seeing the full animation every time after that because they're so long.
I have problems with 8, man. I have problems with 8.
You have problems with Final Fantasy 8? But I have only heard good things of Final Fantasy 8. I have heard people tell me it's their favorite one.
Eden's
the next raid for 14, and it's the final summon from 8. And everyone's like, yay, we get 8 representation. And I'm like, that's fine. There's cool bosses there, I guess. There's cool bosses in it.
I was satisfied with Lorenzo Kuken.
Yeah,
I was satisfied with it. It was a cool move.
It's a cool move. Remember Blast Zone? Where you point the laser up at the space and the clouds move and then you bring it down? That's a cool move.
Knights of the Round is going to be the most expensive moment in video games.
I don't know. Well, first we got to see how the summons work. Right? Because we've seen how magic works. We've seen how attacks work. We got to see how summons work. And the first summon you get in that game is where? It's Ifrit, right?
Ifrit's the first one.
And I remember using him on a boss in Shinra Tower. So...
How about the Knights of the Round have their cutscene attack where they all ride out and do the thing?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, or a full fucking crowd joins the party and are all fighting.
They're all just there.
In the game as you actively battle at the same time. So you get your cutscene version and you get your practical version. Mm-hmm. And literally your party size just grows.
Yeah. That'd be good. Apparently Chocomog is the first summon that I completely forget.
Cash money. Cash fucking money. All right. 4 seems fine. 4 seems fine. Yeah. What is a frame rate?
So I'll be able to give you a much better breakdown once they give us an hour count for this thing. Because if this game is really extended out into a full like 60 hours, then I'm like they can blow through everything after Midgar all the way to Nibelheim for real in 60.
And what about new content?
New content will be added to patch holes when they need to extend.
What about playable Zack?
That should not happen.
Not even for a flashback?
Not even for that. Oh, man. There should be a playable Zack section.
Fucking thank you.
So that you don't have to play Crisis Core anymore.
If that's the reason you need, then sure.
Yeah.
But probably going to occur.
Probably be one playable Zack segment.
Probably going to occur.
And then you can just ignore Crisis Core.
That entire era is so far behind this. This is the new era for the new kids.
Yeah.
You bet your fucking ass playable Zack
Can we get a canon version
exist.
of what happens to Zack that's actually set in stone, please? That character's death is so inconsistent. Every telling is different.
Playable Zack will occur. It'll be that. If not like an elaborate moment, at the very least, the last
10 minutes.
The last 10 minutes of Crisis Core will be
the only part of Crisis Core that matters.
And then you go, and then you get it, right?
That should probably be integrated into the Mako pit flashback.
Something special will be added to Great
Oh my god. Woolie, how long is the Mako poisoning sequence gonna last?
I don't even...
Do you remember that bit?
Where he's all like... Brrr,
and your character changes?
and you're all weird and messed
And
up.
you play like a significant portion of the game as a different main character? You remember that now? That game is big. Okay, you know what? Do you remember every year back from like 2005 onwards that people would say remake FF7? And they would go, guys, you don't get it. FF7 is so big.
You don't get it. Yeah.
And everyone would go, I don't care. And I think me and a couple other people would be like, no, you don't remember. That game is so big. I still want it. But that game is so big.
But it will always make its money back.
Right. And
so it's always cost effective.
That's why I always said, like, all I want is a fucking remaster of the backgrounds and clean up the Popeyes. Right.
It's the only one where you're guaranteeing it's cost effective because it's FF7.
It's
Great Gospel will have something about it that'll be a special for you
big
moment.
Special.
Because, hey, remember what we kind of got from that presentation was the idea that the people making this are the ultimate fanboys as well.
Yeah.
So they're all chalking it full of nuts.
And they're all the right people.
They're the people that know that if you're a hard fan, you're going to, like, basically melt at every moment.
Like, everyone was so obsessed
Kinda
over Tifa's chest size that most people didn't talk about her overall redesign until later. Her redesign is fucking amazing. She's got fucking thigh-high spats. She's got a skirt with little skulls on it. She's got skulls on her fucking fist. She has a fucking phone charm of a chocobo and a Moogle around one of her hands.
Playable Sephiroth will have...
Oh, Jesus Christ. You're super right. There's going to be a playable Sephiroth.
Playable Sephiroth will have a full extended-ass move list that you only get once.
For like 40 minutes.
You get it once, but if you decide to sit and grind it, there will be rewards. Should you take longer than you're supposed to,
oh God, I forgot.
There will be rewards.
Oh, that's going to be soon. That'll be the beginning of the second game is playable Sephiroth.
Guaranteed. There will be shit. 100%.
Oh, man.
Dude, there is a lot.
Oh, dude, it's... Hey. But hey, let's all relax. The Kingdom Hearts 2 battle designer is the one working on this. And that's why everyone gets to breathe a sigh of relief. Because Kingdom Hearts 2 was the best playing action game Square ever put out. Ever. No question. The feeling of jumping and hitting the button. It's fun. It's fun to do.
Do you think they would have the balls to add another party member?
No. Absolutely not.
I don't think so either.
So the reason I say that is because there aren't any party members that got left on the floor. If there was a party member that they always wanted to put in, but they never got the time to do so back in 1997, I'd be saying, yeah, that person's going to be totally in the game. But they had the cast, and they made the cast, and they got everyone in there. So, no.
I'm going to make one more call, and this is going to take so long that everyone will forget about this one.
All right, mark it. Create a YouTube video and check back on it regularly. People do that for our predictions now, by the way. It's cool.
Playable Ancient Red 13 from years in the future.
No, that's not going to happen. There's no way.
Sequence.
Oh, like after the credits, instead of being a cutscene, you'll walk.
You walk yourself.
Oh, that's totally possible.
You walk yourself up to that cliff, and you look over at the world. Not fight playable sequence.
No, just like a walking.
Just a walking. Yes.
You know what? That's probably
old ass Red 13.
That's totally reasonable.
Walking up to the cliff is in your control.
You see that last shot?
Yep, and that's where it cuts.
I forgot that was the game's ending.
That's the actual ending.
I totally forgot that.
Everyone
was the game's
does.
ending.
Everyone does. Everyone does. Yep. The last thing you see.
So I've been asked this question a lot lately, and I want your opinion on it as well. Hey, I'm 20. Should I play FF7 before this comes out?
That's a question we got.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's the whenever I talk about FF7, it's the #1 question. It's like, I have a buddy of mine. I play FF14 with him all the time. He never played 7, 8, whatever, because he's 25. He was like, fucking, okay, 97 to 20. He was like 3 years old when FF7 came out.
My answer to that question is absolutely 100% yes. Because 1, you will beat it long before Part 2 is done.
Long.
And 2,
long.
you will then be sitting and enjoying all the new differences as we move forward.
Well, because the other thing that people say, and I got this a lot with Resident Evil, is like, well, should I experience the new thing for the first time, like the plot and stuff like that? And here's the thing. I would say that. I understand that if the old thing has lost its value. Old FF7 is a unique... First of all, it's really unique when you look back at like games.
Yeah.
That's a weird fucking singular thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, by all means, go back and play it if you have any interest whatsoever.
This game is years away. The end of this game is multiple years away, if not the better part of a decade.
We will be in our 40s.
Okay.
We will be 40-year-old men.
The full FF7 original release is months of your time.
No, not even, man.
A normal person
person
that can pop in a couple hours here and there.
Yeah, it's but also if you
not everyone RPGs
you're
marathon
right.
like.
But let me try this. If you are like, how could this game be multiple games, blah blah blah, and you're not familiar with FF7, go and play that yourself, and say you play 2 hours a week, and every 2 hours you'll be in a completely different town.
Yeah.
And the pacing will be lightning fucking fast, and you'll be screaming through the story. Like, that thing moves so fucking fast.
It's the same question as, should I just wait for JoJo parts as they come out in the anime, or should I read ahead?
Do you want to read ahead? Read ahead.
If you are curious, you're not going to lose anything.
You will lose nothing, and you will gain a different thing.
Yes.
You're trading in seeing it animated as the first time for getting excited for, like, a whole week beforehand of like, oh, they're gonna adapt the thing that I like.
Oh, we're finally there. We're at the thing. We get to see how it's done.
I saw a buddy of mine get
downsides.
really excited during the FF7 like cinematic trailer because the bit where Tifa and Cloud go back to back. First of all, fucking yeah, and two, oh my god, they put the Sahagin in that dungeon. One of the weirdest designs that just shows up in a sewer for no reason.
Remember, fucking big skeleton house.
HELLHOUSE.
Yeah, HELLHOUSE.
Yeah, I have a picture. Woolie.
Yeah.
I have a transparent PNG of HELLHOUSE on my desktop right now, specifically so that I can go, hey, remember fucking HELLHOUSE? Okay? And also, guess what? I'm gonna fucking type in it HELLHOUSE card FF7 because they fucking remember HELLHOUSE 2, because here's the card for FF7's HELLHOUSE from Final Fantasy VII Mobius, drawn in a brand new art style from last year. Okay? Remember Tank Ceratops? The Triceratops with wheels? Remember Dancing Frog?
Dancing Frog.
You remember Dancing Frog?
Okay.
Okay? Here's excitement for...
Chocobo Ranch is its own
fucking thing.
Game.
Yeah.
You walk in and like you can spend the next 40 hours there.
Yeah. You mean like I did?
Yeah.
It's really crazy how we get this far away, and they have a nice blueprint for themselves because they get to look at a thing and go, what are the beats we need to hit? And the beats they need to hit is the longest list ever because there is so much about that game that is so specifically cool. You fight a fucking Triceratops with tank treads as a boss, as like a thing you're supposed to take seriously. And it's like a big deal. It's a big boss. Like, okay, well, fucking do it. What about Ghost Ship that you fight in the slums, which is a fucking floating pirate ship that is somehow only the size of your characters and has a big fat skeleton with an oar coming out of it that you fight in the fucking Sector 7 slums? That's got to be there. That's stupid.
Chocobo incest, or we riot.
It's the only way to get. It's the only way to get the mountain one, is what I was going to say.
Full airship control over that perfect, gigantic planet.
Yeah. And the fact that you have to fight Ultimate Weapon in the air by hitting it 4 times.
Before you actually get to the fucking...
Yeah. Because it's a reference to Doomgaze from 6.
Now, like... So, this all could have occurred before, but now that the we're seeing it and it looks really good.
Yeah.
You get to have the
now we get to be excited and daydream and shit. Yeah. Right? Hey, Woolie, do you know there's a secret affinity system in FF7?
What?
You didn't know, huh? Who went with you to the Gold Saucer?
Oh, yes, the dating. Yeah. Right. Yes, I did know about that. God, that's so long ago. Yes, there is. You
ever go on a date with Barrett?
No, but I remember watching videos of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's absolutely a rank up, rank down, fucking S ranks. S links going on secretly.
Do you know that part of Tifa and Cloud's ending before the final fight changes depending on whether or not her affinity was high enough?
Oh.
There's so much, dude. I have forgotten more about FF7 than a lot of people knew, and I don't even know that much, right? Like, I'm glad Max got to play that demo. Mm-hmm. He seems to be into it more than anybody.
If there's one thing that's allowed to be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not just expensive, but like lavishly over the top, fucking gluttonously expensive. Like disgusting amounts of production.
Like, you know how we say, hey, I didn't tell you to spend $1 million making the textures good on this. You could have just released it earlier. Stop complaining about the price of games. Not this one.
If there's one thing, Omnislash.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got to make you like just put the controller down.
Well, you
and
know,
just fucking hold on to the couch.
You know, there's two versions, right? There's the one you do in battle, and then there's the last one you do that has a different model for Cloud.
Yes.
It has more effects.
Yes.
It has unique camera placement.
Yes.
And it's like...
I'm not talking about Omnislash.
I'm
talking about Omnislash.
Yeah. Like...
That needs to be... That needs to be 10 years in the making, Pat. That's a fucking limit break.
It's far away.
That takes decades to fucking get. It needs to be something else. And you can't request this of anything, but this is Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
You get to request it. It gets to be stupid. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, do you think we're going to get that shitty red dune buggy?
Oh, before you did you have to fucking drive around?
Yeah, the car that can go over rivers.
Yeah.
That thing looked like shit.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like a Lego.
Well, how are you going to appreciate the steampunk if you can't appreciate how shitty the tech is?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that batch of
Member
time?
Berries are delicious.
I've never heard that.
It's South Park.
You remember that batch of time from 2005 to 2014 where FF7 was overrated? Everyone and their mom was like, "Yeah, FF7 is not that big of a deal. You guys are all just nostalgic and crazy."
Because it was undertailing, and it was the first time a game had started undertailing in game history. It's the first time that's ever occurred.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago. That game was totally as important as it seemed at the time.
I mean, dude, I was a Nintendo kid. I was one of those like, oh no,
I was a Sega kid.
It's fine.
And we
got stuff too.
Fuck that! It's time for the PlayStation.
You know. Yeah, that and Metal Gear Solid 1. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
yeah.
Voice acting. Holy shit. Oh hey, you see the Cloud, the old Cloud voice actor passing the torch to the new Cloud voice actor, saying he did a great job.
Didn't see it.
Good. Thumbs up. I think that is vital. And I feel bad for the guy who did an Advent Children and stuff like that. I think it is absolutely vital that they had to get a new voice actor for Cloud. Because when I hear that guy, the guy who did Crisis Core, I think of mopey Advent Children Cloud. Which is what they need to get as fucking far away from as possible.
What about Kingdom Hearts?
Still mopey and shitty. Advent Children knee. Gotta get away from it. That's Goku, I think.
No, wasn't it a celebrity?
I think it's Goku. I think it's Sean Schemmel, the Goku.
Hold on. Lance Bass was... Okay.
Yeah.
No, wasn't he... No, who was Squall?
Squall? David Boreanaz.
Yeah.
He's Angel.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like That's the opposite situation where I'm now like, well, if they do an FF8 thing, they got to get David Boreanaz in there because that's Squall.
I heard something about Barrett and New Barrett and how basically they wanted to not. What was it? Anyway, I heard something about
Well,
how,
old Barrett's Mr. T, like, period.
Yeah, but I heard something about how basically like they wanted to get like new voice actors, not just new voice actors, but like literally names that you might not necessarily recognize.
With a couple exceptions, like the female cast is like Erica Limbeck and clearly Laura Bailey.
Okay,
like,
well, yeah, yes, I suppose so.
because it's like, what, you're not going to get Erica Limbeck? Are you fucking crazy?
But like I don't know where it came from, but something was saying that like they kind of wanted the Star Wars effect of like new voices, new faces.
That makes sense.
Which is
Seth sounds great. I don't know who's voicing him, but he sounds perfect.
All right.
The original Edgelord returns to edge all over you.
Hold on now. Hold on.
Wooly.
No.
On.
No. Hold on.
Seffi was the biggest longy, bishy,
No.
edgy.
Bishy.
Bishy.
Very,
breaky,
very
breaky.
bishy. Breaky. Edgy. Hold on.
Come on. He's got the big sword. He walks into the fire.
Big Edge, but first Bish. Big Edge, first Bish, not first Edge.
First Bish, a video game?
Okay, not same.
No, worldwide.
Not same. First Bish.
First Bish.
Not first Edge.
Okay, but Big Edge.
Big Edge.
Big Edge.
Big
Edge defining.
Big Edge. Bish Edge. Bish Edge. First Bish Edge.
First Bish Edge. There it is.
Edgy, bishy, breaky.
It's perfect.
Sometimes I try, and sometimes they just write themselves.
I know, right?
Sometimes they just write themselves.
The other thing that you should probably play FF7, if you're in any form interested in it, people are going to be talking about this nonstop for like the next 10 years. Unless that game that's coming out in March is a total disaster, this is going to be a topic of conversation for a really, really, really long time. So I would advise to probably get in on it in
decade.
some form.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's already been a topic of conversation for the last
5 years.
Well, the announcement, but I mean, even prior to the announcement, it was everyone screaming for, please make it.
What game was it? It was Final Fantasy 13 that they had a big event, like a big, like we're selling the game, come meet the CEO of the company, stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. And it was in Tokyo, I think. And the first guy in line to buy Final Fantasy 13 bought it and thanked them and walked up to, I think, WADA at the time and said, please remake Final Fantasy 7, and walked away.
Yes.
And that was a big point of like drama in the middle of the company, because it's like, it doesn't matter what we do. Nothing we do will make people stop wanting that emotion again, because we knocked it so hard out of the park with that one.
The day after the final game is released, Square Enix fades away. They were a ghost all along.
We don't need you anymore.
Enix goes back to being its own company.
Dragon Quest will continue to live on.
Hudson Soft will continue to live on. But Square will disappear.
Listen.
The building will vanish. All employees, a memory.
We can all... No, there'll never be a memory, Wooly. We can all argue till we're blue in the face about which Final Fantasy is our favorite or the best, right? I've seen really good arguments for 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14, right? And yes, I did miss some of those on purpose. But you can't deny that 7 came out at the right time and was the right game, and it was the perfect game for its time. It was the most important one. I'm not even going to say it was the best one, but it was definitely the most important one. I probably think Chrono Trigger is better than 7, but it's definitely not as important as 7 was.
I mean, the funniest part about it, really, is that it's the Marvel combo that is Nintendo failure. That was the starter.
Yeah.
That was the mix-up.
Oh my god, the worst.
That was the starter. That was the 100%.
Oh, by the way, I did forget one because I think all of you know it, but I should say it again. Final Fantasy Tactics is the best Final Fantasy game there. Just calm down, everybody. It's the best one.
I mean, that's not even what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the storm inside me that was set off by the words you said prior to that, and I'm still germinating on it. But yeah, Nintendo fucking up 100%.
Unbelievable. The biggest bomb.
If anyone here is under the age of 20 and you're listening to this,
which is many of you,
you might be hearing for the first time that Final Fantasy VII was originally supposed to be a Nintendo 64 launch title, and Nintendo did not have the capacity for it because they stuck with cartridges, and Square felt fucked over.
You know what? Let's expand the story a little bit. There was originally supposed to be the Nintendo PlayStation, and in fact, one got found a couple years ago.
Okay, well,
The thing exists.
yeah, it literally exists.
Right?
Bunny Hop found it.
And then they decided,
Slash did a video
nah, we
on
don't
it.
want to have the deal with
Got to
Sony
touch it,
anymore.
yeah.
We don't want to have, and Sony was like, well, we own the CD technology, so we're gonna take our CD ball and go over here. And then Square was like, but we wanted the CD shit. Fucking Jesus Christ!
We literally
Nintendo
built games. We have a game that's too big.
spent millions and millions and millions of dollars on CG cutscenes we can't put in the game anymore.
These assets will not fit on a cartridge.
And then Sony's like, well, you know what we have? We got a CD system.
And apparently, Matsushita, aka Panasonic, was in the discussion.
Yeah. We all saw how that went.
Well, but yes, literally the fuckery.
The fumbleest fumble in the whole history of video games.
Because that would have cemented Nintendo's dominance over the industry
For a decade more.
until
Microsoft wanted to get in.
or Sega might have like gotten a better ally.
Who the fuck even knows?
You know,
Sega
Sega
probably would have worked with Microsoft.
It's literally a different reality where the world of Nintendo versus Sega would have continued for another decade. Yeah, easy. But that was it. You gave it up. You gave it up, and you did it again, and you did it again, and you did it again, and we're still talking about it today about how you can't stop fucking it up. They won't drop the combo.
The same thought processes that led to the Nintendo PlayStation falling through are the same thought processes that are talking about with the the Animal Crossing shit and the Pokemon shit, and in some cases from the same people.
Yet it's also responsible for their successes. So
Yep.
at the end of the day, you do what you do.
It's weird.